having a great week. Sorry I'm late to start because I had an emergency. I had to find the boys' watches. So, all right. Hope everyone's doing well. Nobody's here. Monday morning, June 1st. I'm gonna open my systems as I'm waiting. Let's see. June 1st. How was you guys' start of, June 21st is the start of summer, but it's already summer mode here. It was very warm this weekend here. And it was a good, it was a heat, but there was also, there was a breeze. I like that. I don't like the stagnant heat. There has to be a breeze. So I really enjoyed that. I'm just going to have a look. All right. Oh, hi, Kevin. How are you? Here we go. Mitra's doing her taxes while talking about perfume. Yeah. No, my fucking... yeah, Mitra's not. Thank God I'm done with my taxes. Because my... God, if I'm talking about taxes, I will not think about perfumes because the CRA has my last dime, for fuck's sake. I don't know what they did. I think this year they changed how they calculate the taxes, for whatever reason. And it's been more than ever that I owed this year. So not a lot of fun. All right. Let's speak French about that trench. On peut parler français à peu près de trench. Trench. I don't know how you say that. Anyways, hope you guys are, what are you doing, Kevin? Are you on your way to work? Did you have a good sleep last night with your girls? That baby is young. I can't imagine being I always wanted to have a daughter. Actually, Mitra would be the name that I would name my daughter if I had a daughter. But it did not happen. And I can't see myself going back to, both my kids were shit sleepers. I can't really imagine going back to, having that kind of sleep. I'm on a vacation. Yay. Where are you at, Dushan? That is fantastic. I had a really good time this weekend. The weather was good. I booked a massage. The kids were, gave me a little bit of a chance to breathe. And I had a really good time this weekend. I felt really relaxed. Now, let's see how long it's going to take before the rest of the week is settled in. And I went and did some threading for that eyebrows. You see, on point. We Iranians have this thing with our facial threading and body hair. And I was due for having a threading done. Hi, Wong. Hi, Cosmic Case. Good morning. Oh, you asked me if they were McRibs. No, they were not McRibs. I don't know what this was. I got it from Costco. It comes in a package, but I'm not gonna get it again. It's just ugh. It's burger is much better than that. It was just some novelty I wanted to try. Hi, Am. How is it going? How are you? What's the scent of the day, everyone? People trickling in. And, oh, that is my fucking schedule. All right. All right. Okay, so today we are wearing Trench. YSL Trench. This is, of course, it's older kind of, the newer bottles are have the black label. And I don't know what it's called for this one. What's it? Let me see. In the new format, they have kind of not changed the names, but they call them not what the names that I'm familiar with. Hold on. YSL Trench here. YSL Trench. Armani Eau de Toilette pour Homme. Ooh. I have not. I'm not really familiar with a lot of men's fragrances, to be honest. And a lot of them are very interesting to me because I don't really like find lavender being masculine in any way. Like, to be honest, I know that that's kind of a like association, but maybe like florals in Iran generally are feminine, like not masculine. That's anyways. I can't. I'm curious about the masculine fragrance because a lot of them I find quite unisex, to be honest. So Trench is now called what? Iris Sensuelle? Is that what it's called? Trench de Parfum Iris Sensuelle. Oh, all right. Well. So this one I have had since I think 2022. I got my first bottle. I saw it in one of the groups in the YSL, and I wasn't really familiar what was going on. And I saw it for a good price, and I got my bottle of that. And I enjoy Trench. Very versatile wear. Yes, absolutely. And I grabbed a bottle, and I am really surprised why nobody talks about this one. It's like it's not hype between the white. Everybody talks about the tuxedo. Everyone talks about what else is there? Baby cat. Blouse has some kind of like fame now, with women, and Muse everyone talks about, but nobody talks about Trench, and it's kind of makes me sad. This is an absolutely gorgeous fragrance. One of my favorites from the YSL line is this one, Trench. And I also love the color of the juice. It's almost like makes it like it's a fresh fragrance. You know, it's like you feel that right away from the color of the juice. So this one is a 2015 fragrance, and the perfumer is Amandine Claire Marie. I don't know. I don't know this perfumer actually. I don't know what else she has done. Now I'd be interested to know. Do you like Dolce? Dolce? What? What is Dolce? Um, the French perfumer, born in Grasse. Oh, was born in Grasse and birthplace of the French perfume industry. Her mother worked in perfume industry, so Klickman was familiar with the world of fragrance from a young age. She attended the SIPCA. So SIPCA is like a prestigious perfumery school in Versailles. It's one of the most recognized schools for perfumery. And began a career as a perfumer, working for Michel Marac more than 10 years. Joined Fragrance Furnish in 2011, worked as a senior perfumer. And she has worked for Cliff and Arpels, Saint Laurent, Lancome, and Thierry Mugler. Most well known, the new Chloe fragrance that was, new at the time, was released in 2008. Popular works: La Nuit Trésor, Aura Mother for Mugler, Dolce Vita for Valentino. It's a very visual person. She often finds inspiration in movement, colors, and shapes. She also has a strong desire to have projects always in the move. Despite her success, Claire Marie remains modest, prefers not to talk to herself. For most, the most important thing is the process of creating fragrance, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so what else is there? Some of the things that I would know I have smelled. Kind of see this kind of DNA would be fitting for Armani fragrance. I don't know if she has done anything. Are you selling it or what? Or what? We just reviewing it. Well, I do decant, so you can find the page on my page, like in the fragrance sales. And you can contact me on Instagram. I can sell decants, but I'm not really talking about it because I want to sell it. Just that I'm wearing it today and I want to talk about it. I talk about fragrances that I like and I wear, not about those newest. And I'm not chasing trend. What else? She has done Burberry Goddess. Interesting. And God Intense, Goddess Parfum. Interesting. She's some stuff for Chloe. Uh, make her Davidoff, Estee Lauder. Not a lot of things that I'm familiar with. But for Jimmy Choo, she and the Amber Kiss. They have which one was the very famous one from Jimmy Choo? I think it's the Vanilla Love from Jimmy Choo. And then there's also Iris Crush. I think it's like Iris Crush. Iris Syracuse. No, Iris Syracuse is Bouchon. I think it's Iris Crush for Jimmy Choo. Lancome, all the Nuit Trésors. Interesting. MDCI. Oh, apparently she's done Peche Cardinal. Interesting. I didn't know that. Nino Chi. There's lots of stuff here. Roger Gallet, Sicily. Theology, Tardy. Valentino. Oh, she's done Valentino Donna Bornama in Test, which I really like actually from that Donna Bornama collection. Yves Saint Laurent. So she has done Atlas Garden. I can't remember if I've smelled Atlas Garden. Splendid Woods. That is a nice one. And Trench and Zadig and Voltaire. So it's kind of a diverse portfolio. It doesn't seem like she's kind of a lot with one brand. It has like some with every brand, which is interesting. And Mitra is vanilla outfit today. Yes. It's hot. Jimmy Choo is way too sweet for me. Like which one? Are you talking about Jimmy Choo like a regular line or their premier line or whatever that is? Because their luxury line has a lot of fragrances in there. I think Jimmy Choo. And with this one, I found a rabbit hole. This one, I kind of like to know about a little bit about the perfume and like if I like something, then it's possible that I would like stuff that they have created, but not always. So this one, what I get the most, this is a very sparkly top. I really like that for it, like tangerine, bergamot, and fig. I don't get a lot of in this one, at least not that kind of a green fig. That's not my favorite at all, like in perfume. This is quite. I don't know if it fig has here. Maybe added a little bit of a green because it feels it has some. It's the YSL Trench. It's YSL Trench. This is what we're listening to. Trench. It the top is like so sparkly but clean and sparkly clean and green. Sparkly clean green, and I think maybe fig is giving it that, but I don't smell a lot of like. By no means I can smell anything like Philosophus in this one. And most of it is for me is iris and neroli, and there's that musky background, so there's some amber in there. Oh, so good. It's fresh out of the sprayer. It leans, I don't know, sometimes like out of sprayer it's a little too green. Maybe that would be like make people this is a little bit mad, but not for me. I don't like this masculine by much. It feels quite unisex, and I really enjoy to wear it in summer. Like this one gives that kind of this has a cool iris feel into it, but also clean and has enough sweetness, but not sticky. So this really would go well in really hot weather. And as you said, my outfit is like it's gonna be hot today, really hot today, like 30s, over 30s. So this is what I chose to wear today. It's almost staring at me. It makes me sad. Nobody talks about this. Everybody's talking about other things from the YSL, but not this one. To be honest, Cito, not my favorite from the YSL. I don't know if it's why it's so popular. Um, but this apparently was the first 5 releases from the YSL line was Caban, Kaftan, Tuxedo, Saharian, and Trench. Caban is still being produced, but not Kaftan. they discontinued Kaftan, which is a really sad thing because Kaftan is one of my favorite ambers, like, and you can almost wear it in a little bit of a not. I'm not gonna say in the dead of the summer, but you can wear it in like coming like you still can. Not right now, not in 30 degrees, but even when you're in the 20s, like in mid 20s, you can still wear kaftan because it has that kind of airy amber feel. And for that, it's not too sticky and sweet, but like it's an interesting composition. I don't know how they did that with kaftan because it doesn't become too dense, and I love for it. Um, It's kind of very diffusive, like when you wear kaftan, it's just like it's almost everywhere, like in the area. But like if you dig your nose and your skin, it's not like as strong, but then it's everywhere in the area. It's just kind of I find it really interesting for kaftan. It's hard to find that now. Those old like velours. Now they've changed the rouge velours. They used to call it rouge velours, and now changed that to velours. But the velours original, which came in the dark bottle, that's a beautiful iron from the YSL line. So that line was the dark bottles. Hold on. We smelled the new Millesime Rose Shalimar was, oh my god, it's such a letdown Shalimar Rose. Like number one. So if I didn't think like if I didn't know what Shalimar was like, and smelled Shalimar Rose and then um hold on, talk about velours. If I smelled Shalimar Millesime Rose and I smelled Shalimar, I would not even by like any way I would think that these two fragrances related to each other by any means. Like I would not, because there's a thing in DNA smells like. And then being it it's very Delina-esque fragrance. It's less sweet than Delina. I'm gonna say it's not as sweet as Delina to me, anyways. But it is that kind of aura, you know. I don't know. If I had to match it to a celebrity, it would be Katy Perry. I don't know. It's bad. Um, and not the Katy Perry personality. So like, this is not a match for me. I don't know why they removed Shalimar kind of because it's whole part. Yeah, I think just the way Delphine is going is just this brand targeting young girls, young population, because where they see, so apparently the most growth in the fragrance industry is in the very young population, so like under 30, and in this like a specific cat. So it's I don't know where, but I found like so industry does a lot of research, like the fragrance industry does a lot of research, like a consumer research. And I hit jackpot somewhere, like and was looking at all the researches from different like the history of fragrances and on different matters. And they had done on this specific luxury designer research that showing that the most of the growth and where the money comes from in the fragrance industry, surprisingly, is coming from um, this very young generation. Like I don't know what you call them, like the generation that is like not even 30 yet. Like it's coming from there, and there, and hence, if I am a business and I'm reading that, right? If my only goal is money, what I would do is to target that population because the most of the money is coming from them, and then that like I would look into profiles that they like, and then believe it or not, have it like down to the like down to the notes that what note these kind of generation wants. What they are attracted to, and a lot of it is this giant amber woods. A lot of it is like a monster sillage, whatever, like a bro fragrance. And then there's also like on the other hand is this kind of a Delina-esque like a of a marshmallow fluff, like a, very juvenile rose kind of fragrances. So that's what targeting at. And Delphine is driving the brand to that point. Like the whole tobacco honey shit was that, really, to me. Anyways, I was in. It was. I feel like they're getting that generation. I'm not saying every in that generation has taste, but what they're looking at is the majority, right? Like research. So what can we like is the brand, like the goal is the money, and that is what is happening then. But this is what happens, right? I think there's a nostalgia when there is the brand owned by like a perfumer was like a girl on person, right? And then like, from family, and kind of there's pride in that, even though even after being sold to other whatever, but there's a name and that you kind of try to keep that going, right? And then Thierry, like, he looked up to Jean Paul, I think, as a father in some ways. I feel like that is what it was in a few documentaries, but like then now it's moved to Delphine. I feel like that kind of connection and that ownership of the brand gone away. Sorry, Delphine, you're watching it. You will never, you never will. But a lot of us aren't very pleased. I mean, you may probably a lot of newer generation is, and that maybe we would consider success, but not the old timers aren't very pleased. But business is business. If that's the derivative it is, and that's gonna be the performance, right? Like for the perfumer, like this is gonna be like, yeah. I mean, back in the day, let's say like even if like, Guerlain was bought by another company, do you think they'd ever fire the head perfumer who's a Guerlain person? No, they couldn't probably do that. Like it would look horrible for the brand. So like I feel like if you're a Guerlain person in that company, even after it's bought by whatever, it had more autonomy on creating fragrances. You feel that's, unique and whatever and whatnot, even though there might be business pressure. But if, coming after, you have no tie to that generation whatsoever, and, it's all performance driven, obviously, like what they look at a performance of a perfumer is not about few of us who like the fragrances to be certain style. They're gonna look at see what the release that they're making, how much money is generating, right? So that is the performance. And if it's not coming with that, then adios amigos. You can fire Delphi anytime, and that would be it. So the pressure on that kind of perfumer, I believe, that I don't tie to the house whatsoever is huge because it's driven by sale. Now, it's not saying that the perfumer doesn't have any sort of role in that. Like, you either choose to do what you want to do and at least have some autonomy, have a frank discussion with the brand if you are kind of person, or you could have some like mass sellers but have also some nice releases. But it's nowadays, and it as if today, like it's all about money. Who cares? Everybody's wants what they want and don't care in overall how things goes. So I'm not saying anything. I'm not assuming anything about Delphi. I mean, I may be totally wrong. Maybe she's very happy, and that's who she is in terms of her creations, and she's very happy with what she's creating. But I feel like the soul of the brand is gone, pretty much. I don't know what other people are feeling about it, but that's my thoughts and my feelings about Guerlain, which makes me very. God, I can't. I don't know. Like patchouli pear was okay, but like that's all. We need more barbecue. We need more barbecue street. Um, yeah. Anyways, on that note, so there's that. I don't know what's gonna happen to other brands. Seems like Dior's the same. Dior has kind of on that route, and Chanel. I'm not sure Chanel where Chanel is heading at. Like they just jacking up the prices like every day. Sounds like. I'd be curious to see if they're gonna put anything new, like in terms of less exclusives, where this is gonna go, because I feel like Chanel has been very conservative in those kind of moves. But I would be curious because I don't think this is gonna last too long. Like they're because everything is driven by economy. Like they so far like have preserved a lot of things, like with the old bottles, like the whole less exclusive range. So far they have done. I'm not sure in the future where they're gonna go. Now, if, if Chanel puts out a Delina-esque fragrance, I'm gonna lose my mind. I feel like it's kind of what it is. It's also for us to accept like, how things change, right? And we need to live and enjoy what we have at the moment, and things change over time, and that's okay. It's part of life. Um, yeah, where was I? With the lures, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the lures. It's one of my favorite one from the old collection, and I don't know why it was continued. This one is Carlos Bonaim, and Carlos Bonaim fragrance, and uh, I thought and the notes are so interesting. This one, it's like black, pink pepper, black pepper, forest fruit, olive, jasmine, vanilla, amberwood. Oh, it has amber and musk. Yeah, it's not a killer amberwood, definitely on this one. And then they have another vinyl, which is an interesting fragrance. It does really what it says, the name, but and that has been also discontinued um, a while ago, and it's really hard to get. But it would be interesting to see. As YSL, YSL's last release of this wasn't bad. Like YSL has been kind of hit and miss, in terms of some of their stuff, but their last release, I'm happy with Muse, but I am very unhappy with the price of the straight. Like I saw a snapshot of price of straight. What was it? €500 for like 30 ml or 40 ml? I saw something, and I'm like, the fuck, you've lost your mind. YSL Music straight. So I think it's up on their French website. But I actually wish they do a trench straight, because that would be absolutely gorgeous if they could. Um, Hold on. Oh, the notes are out on the music straight. The notes are saying, which is this is kind of different than the regular Muse. The notes are of the Muse extrait is olivam, clair sage, lavender. Middle notes are concrete, amber, amberette, and orris. These notes are ink, vanilla, oud, and oak. How's that different from the regular one? Hold on, Muse. Uh, YouTube doesn't want me to stream and keeps doing this. I am not very impressed with this. Muse. Okay. Muse. So the notes of the muse. Fullest. Well, I know that it's an ink and I have some vanilla, but hold on, let's see, what is it? I have iris concrete, buttery, fats of the real blend, natural vanilla, absolute, another no material. Doesn't really notes. Incense, lavender, Wicca, clary sage, hard ores, concrete, amber, absolute, vanilla, purple, absolute, ink accord, amber, accord. Okay, they didn't have oud, so I guess they had. Now we have oud. Okay, well, I don't know how that's gonna be. I may change my mind on that. But anywho, guys, like this, I've interrupted a million times. I just wanted to share what we're wearing today. Hopefully, you guys have a great week. Start the week, and we have blue skies like that. That's actually a blue curtain. And take care. I'll see you later. Bye bye.